Edit track is in my opinion, the most important aspect of Track Studio, in that this is how you control how the turns work, how the hills work, how you make choke points or banks. So here, I've just hit Edit Track from the menu, and this is going to give me what do we call the splines. So here we have our selector, and that's going to select the different points on the spline. If you hit the center one, that controls all of them. So here you just move your finger up and down the screen, and that'll control the height. Or you can move left and right, and that'll control the shift of the track. You can also use gestures in Edit Track. So if I place my thumb down and make like a rotating gesture, it'll bank that whole selection. I can also widen the whole selection with the centerpiece selected. So if I move my fingers apart, then it'll widen the whole track, or I can bring it in. One of the things we've made that is a lot quicker to edit your track is called copy mode. So if you hit copy mode right here, that turns the toggle orange, and as you move your left stick forward or backwards, you'll notice that it's going to take whatever properties you had on the spline before, and it's going to copy them over to the new spline. So here, I'm raising the height, and I'm just copying them over. If you're modifying your track with the Edit Track tool and you get it into a spot that you don't necessarily think is going to work, you just hit the level button right here, and that'll just stomp it out so that it's all even. In the upper left-hand corner of the screen, you'll notice that there's a camera icon with 3 numbers. If you tap the icon, that'll cycle through the different camera views. The first camera view is a low camera view on the track. The second one is going to be slightly pulled out, a little bit more pitched overhead. And the third one is a free cam. And this one you can just move around with analog sticks. In the third camera, you can also select a portion of the track. So if I run my finger along the track, it'll highlight all those different portions. And when I let go, it'll give me 3 options. I can edit the selection, which will edit all those pieces of track, like as if I was editing just one individual piece. Smooth shift will take the beginning point and the end point of your selection and just straighten them out so you get a nice straightaway. And smooth lift will do the same with height. Also in the mod track menu is the road styles tool. This is used to change the surface textures of the roads. In Alpine, there's 3 track types here. So if I choose this regular race surface and just touch my finger on a portion of the track, it'll change that road type into the selected type. Different themes have different amounts of road surfaces, so be sure to check out the other themes. The same function works for bridges and tunnels. Tunnel pieces do need to consist of at least like 5 or 6 road pieces. So be careful when using tunnels, and the same holds true for bridges. Fences work slightly different than the roads in that you need to use a selector to choose which side of the fence you want to work on. This is the left and right side selector, so I'm going to choose the right side. I have a fence style picked. I'm going to choose a stone wall right here. But as you tap the individual sections, it'll change the fence style for that road piece. Pressing the triangle button in fence mode will initiate the delete function. So if you notice that the marching ant lines have turned red, just tap in the area that you want to delete fences and it'll remove the fences from the road. The redraw section is where you go when you need to recreate a large portion of track. Just select one point to start and choose another green section of the track, and that'll delete all the pieces in between. And then from there, you just drag your finger and create the new piece of track that you want to create. Redraw is the same as repave. Repave, you'll manually go into the steamroller. The way to create shortcuts is alternate route. Again, we have green highlights to show which are valid points. I tap on the piece of the track I want to change, and that's going to tell me I'd like to connect the branch to the left or right side. For this piece, I wanted to connect it to the right side. After I've selected my start point, I choose an end point with green highlights, and I want it to be on the right side. And that's going to create a shortcut there. So the last tool we'll talk about inside of Mod Track is the off-road path. You can create your own custom shortcuts with, using the terrain as the road. You can have them driving over the tops of buildings. You just choose a start point that begins on the track, and you drag your finger across the path that you want to make. And when you reconnect with the track, you'll notice that the little bubbles there are turning green. And then once you release, your off-road path is now created. If you have fences there, you need to go in and delete the fences so that you can access this off-road path. So now that when I go to test it And I can do that quickly by pressing the start button. I come over here, press the start button to test. See that this is the shortcut. Even though I haven't done anything to highlight it, I can now drive into that shortcut. So that's it from On Track, Track Studio.